Okay, so I just want to apologize in advance if I'm being like really awkward because I don't know, I don't feel comfortable filming a video. Like it's been some time, so yeah, I'm just feeling a bit awkward. The last video I uploaded was of me at the Black Lives Matter protest, and that wasn't even like a sit down video like this, so it's really been like a minute. So yeah, you know, where have I been? Not that anyone's like been checking for me. So it was a mixture at first. It was kind of like exams, you know, like I was busy with exams and stuff. But then it was also like when all the stuff started to happen online, like with the Black Lives Matter things that were going on. I don't know, every time I would try to film, I would just feel bad, like I would just feel awkward, like why am I filming? No one wants to see this right now. Which I know now, I know that that's wrong because at the end of the day, people want to see content that kind of takes their mind off stuff. Like I know that about myself for sure, that now that all this stuff has been happening, seeing content that is about like beauty and unrelated stuff, it's just kind of refreshing. So I know that it was not that it was wrong for me to think like that, but it was like I didn't need to feel like that. Do you know what I mean? And but at the same time, it wasn't just that, oh, I didn't want, you know, read the room. It wasn't just that, but it was also like I felt this like I felt like solemn. Like I felt like people are dying. Like people that look like me are dying every day, and like even before this whole movement and everything, people have been dying. People have been being killed and experiencing racism. But it was just like, it was just a lot. Like I just felt, I couldn't even physically bring myself to film. Like whenever I would try to film, I would just feel very like awkward. Like I would sit in front of the camera and be like, hey guys. So, you know, I would just feel very, very awkward. I just felt very solemn. Like I felt like I was in mourning. I went to do my eyebrows quickly, but I think I was just saying how like, I just felt very solemn, like I felt like I was in mourning. I just felt like, why am I gonna sit and make videos about random stuff that has nothing to do with what's going on when people are dying? Do you know what I mean? The thing that really like broke me the most was when Oluwatoyin passed away. Well, she was killed, not passed away. That really broke my heart. And it was just like the way we had been seeing her face on the timeline for a few days, and then suddenly it's like, oh, she's dead. And like I've tried to film this life update video so many times, but every time I start talking about this particular thing, I start crying. And I'm not going to be one of them people that comes on YouTube and starts crying because I can't. No, I'm not doing that. I remember the night before we heard that Oluwatoyin had died, Misha B did a live on Instagram and she was talking about her experiences being a black woman on The X Factor. And I just love the way she speaks. Like, I feel like, she kept saying that her ancestors are with her, and I feel like they definitely are. Like, something in my spirit shifted after I heard her speak. And I think that it was a good thing that I heard her speak in her live before I woke up to the news that Oluwatoyin had died, because I don't know, I feel like I would have just lost it if I had woken up and I didn't have that strength from the night before. I feel like I sound like I'm being dramatic, but I'm not being dramatic. Do you know what I mean? Like, hearing black women speak about their experiences, for me, it's just like, I can't really articulate it, but it's like they're speaking for me. There's some sort of justice in us being able to talk about what we're going through. So like, I just feel like social media was very heavy for a while, and I was trying to do my part, you know, like post and educate and all that stuff online, but it got to a point where like I just mentally I checked out, and I was just like, no, I can't do this anymore. So I had to stop, and I felt bad, but it's like you have to know when to step back and protect your own mental health, because you can't really help anyone if mentally you're not okay. And it was like, it wasn't just Black lives, like people dying, being killed and stuff that was going on. It was after that, it was the sexual assault thing that was happening on, I think that was mostly on UK Twitter, but there was also like people being called out. I think even like Nigerians, like D'banj was called out and stuff. And it was just very triggering, because it's like you're scrolling on a timeline. If you're not seeing black people being killed, then you're seeing people talk about, you know, women, and predominantly black women, talking about experiences of sexual assault. And it just, you're seeing people like say really insensitive things and just like continue to invalidate our experiences. And it's just like, I was just tired. The thing about it is that some days I would wake up and like I'll be so fine, you know, good mood, doing great, everything's going well, but then I'll go online and I'll just be like, nah. It was a thing where like I would want to delete Twitter and Instagram, and I would delete it for like a few days, but then I would be thinking, oh, I don't know what's going on in the world. What if something's happened? You know, I need to stay informed. I'm not posting. I'm not educating. I'm not, you know, doing my part and all of that stuff. And then I'd feel bad, so I feel like I need to download it again. So it was just, you know, a vicious cycle basically. And it was like, I feel like something that made it worse was seeing how much like people were doing a lot of performative activism, performative allyship. People who I know in real life, who I went to school with, were doing certain things online. And I was just thinking like, okay. Like, I don't even know what's worse. People who posted just a black square with no helpful information, no links to donations or to reading material, or the people who just didn't post at all. I don't know who was worse, but it was just, I feel like this whole thing just really made me realize that a lot of people just don't care. I'm tired of being out here trying to get people to care, because a lot of people don't care. I feel like that was the hardest thing for me to accept, is like, you can talk and you can talk and you can talk, but when something doesn't affect people, they actually don't care. And so I realized that as well, not just with Black lives, but also like with Black trans lives and Black queer lives and the lives of Black women as well. People don't realize the intersections in the Black identity and how, you know, you can be marginalized within the Black community. And you see that in the way that when Black trans people die, when Black queer people die, when Black women die, there's not the same Black energy. Like, no, people never keep the same energy. And it's always from the people who have opinions like, oh, you know, I'm not homophobic, but I just don't really agree with it, you know, like, you know, I'm not homophobic, I just don't agree with it. What does that mean? Because at the end of the day, we see you and we see that when queer people are dying, you're not making as much noise, like you don't care as much. Like, y'all don't care enough for me, and I see you. So when people say that they're not homophobic and they don't wish death on gay people and all that stuff, but your actions aren't showing that. So, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've really realised that it's not enough for me for people to just say, oh, I'm not homophobic, because they don't go out and call gay people the F word, or like go and like kill gay people. But you don't care enough when gay people are dying, when gay Black people are dying. You say Black Lives Matter, but to you, it's only certain Black lives that matter. That's basically how it comes across. Another thing that I've been trying to do as well is like to read more, because I feel like I'm definitely guilty of this. You know, like when you rely on social media, you rely on social media. Yeah, simple. You rely on social media for like your activism or for activism. Because I'm reluctant to use the word activism, because I feel like what we're doing isn't real activism. Like, real activism is the people that are on the ground, who are making the noise and, you know, writing the stuff that we're reading, writing the theory that we're, do you know what I mean? But let's not get into that too much. But as I was saying, I feel like I'm definitely guilty of like just taking my knowledge from social media and thinking that that's enough. But a lot of the time what we see on social media is people's kind of like watered down interpretations of, you know, well-developed theory that actual activists have been writing. So I've been trying to read people like Angela Davis, Audre Lorde. When I'm reading, what's her name, Angela Davis, I'm really like, word, like, she's really, think about it. So I feel like it's important for us to read. I know that some people think that it's inaccessible, but this period has shown me that there's so many resources. Like, you don't even need to have the hard copy. Like, there's so many PDFs and like free resources for us to like educate ourselves. And another thing that I've learned during this as well, and you'll see more of that like in my Black Lives Matter vlog, is that this fight is really like a global thing. Like, it's not just the UK isn't innocent, it's not just America. Black lives really matter like worldwide. I think this has like given me more insight into what I want to do with my platform or to do with my voice. I just feel like I could be doing more. And it's crazy because there was a time when I was speaking to one of my friends and I was saying to her, we kind of agreed together that it will probably be best for me to avoid doing content about race, because content about race is very controversial, especially on my channel, which like I have some people who watch me who are Italians or are from Italy, and based on previous like experiences, I've seen how people react to it, and you never know like how far someone's going to take it with their negative reaction. Like you never know if someone's going to be on crud and try and come for you in real life. And not like, I kind of have a lot to lose. Like I want to live my life, you know. I want to, like, do you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to die out here, God forbid. But yeah, like there was a time when I was like kind of not scared, but like I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this topic about race anymore, because too many times I've talked about race and people like basically make me feel like I'm making stuff up or like trying to validate my experiences, and it's just like, why am I even doing this? But this has made me realize like I can't stop talking about race. I can't, and I won't. I can't stop talking about race. I can't stop talking about gender and sexuality. I'm gonna talk about those things, and it is what it is. Like, sorry, I just turned my fan off because I need to powder my face. But I'm gonna turn it back on because it's so hot. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so hot already. Let me set my face quickly. You guys might have noticed is that like my videos on my channel, I've been doing like stuff that is kind of off brand, should we say. Like I've been doing videos specifically about studying in Italy, like how to pass the exam, like tips for the exam and stuff like that. And I know that if you're like on my channel just to like chill, like just to watch me do my makeup or just talk, you're probably thinking like, why is she doing this? And I feel like, why am I doing this? And you know, let's get into that. When I was starting my channel, I was like, that's one of the things I want to do. Like I want to make videos about studying in Italy, tips and tricks, all of that good stuff, because I know that when I was applying, I found it really hard to find information online. Like it was just really hard. So, and like even to find like someone who looks like me studying in Italy, like that was even harder. It was impossible. So I was like, that's something I really want to do when I get a channel. So that's why I was like, yeah, I need to do that. But the more like, I don't know, the more people, because I started to get a lot of requests from people, like if someone would find my channel and sees that I'm studying in Italy, they would be like, oh, can you do a video about this? Can you do a video about that? And I could see that that was in demand. And I could also see that if I was doing those kind of videos, I would get more subscribers and more views. But that was very, very like muistic of me, very like foolish of me, because at the end of the day, that's not the kind of videos I want to make. So even if I'm getting bare views from doing those videos, that's not what I want to do. So if I'm getting bare views and bare subscribers because people are coming to my channel to see those kind of videos, they're going to be disappointed because that's not what I want to do. And it's like, it's sad because like it's sad because when I started my channel, I thought I would be so excited to do those kind of videos. But then when I started doing makeup and vlogs and whatever else, I realized like, no, I don't want to do those videos. Like, I really don't. I have no interest in doing them. I think it's because like, I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like I go to uni, I don't want to come on YouTube and start talking about uni, because YouTube is like my creative escape from uni. So it's like, why am I now coming here to talk about uni? And it's really sad because those videos have gotten more views than most of the videos on my channel get on a usual thing. And I've been getting so many questions, so many DMs and I tried to reply to all of them, but then some people are kind of rude and just have no tact. But yeah, it's just like, it's kind of, I don't want to say depressing, but it just makes me sad because I don't want to make that kind of content, you know? And it's like, people are subscribing for that type of content, but that's not even what I want to make. So I don't really, but you know, I've like meditated on it and I've prayed on it, and it's like, at the end of the day, I know what content I want to make, and that is not it. I'm just gonna have to go back to doing what I enjoy doing, and if I lose subscribers, so be it. If I lose views, so be it. I feel like it's much better for me to have subscribers that actually want to see the content that I want to make, rather than trying to make content that I don't even enjoy making. Because if you watch those videos, you can even see from my demeanor that I'm not I'm not interested. Like, I don't want to do the video. Like, it's so obvious. It's painfully obvious that I'm not interested in what I'm doing. So I did one of my eyes off camera. I did like a pastel pink ting because I asked on my Instagram post friends whether I should do pink, pastel or shimmer, and most people said pastel. I'm not gonna lie, I was hurt because my go-to is shimmer, but I actually really like how this looks. But yeah, I think I was just saying how, what was I saying before? I was just saying how, like, going forward, I'm just gonna do me. Like, I'm just gonna be the real me, you know? Like, I'm not gonna, like, try to be something else, because, and I'm disappointed in myself, because from the start, I always said to myself, like, I don't want this to ever be about subscribers or views or doing what other people want me to do. Once you go down that path, like, that's when it stops being fun, because you're doing it for, like, for the views, for the clout, you know? I feel like some people might want to update on how Corona is in Italy. Things are like, I wouldn't say things are going back to normal, because I feel like that's kind of, not that it's never going to happen, but that's in like the long future, like the far, far future. But things are kind of going back to being all right. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I am going back to London in like 3 weeks. Yeah, pretty soon. Well, 3 weeks isn't that soon, but to me it's soon, because I've been here. Haven't been back to London since January, so I really don't know how people do their makeup with like their frontal on. Like, this is, I like to be stripped back, bald, you know, nothing on my head. Another thing is, I've really been wanting to cut my hair recently. I just don't like it. Like, I just don't like it. Like, I really want to cut my hair, but I feel like I have such an attachment to my hair. I mean, I don't know who I would be without my hair. Like, and that's kind of why I want to cut it off, because I don't like the idea of me like relying on my hair to make me feel pretty or anything like that. I don't like that. So I feel like I should cut my hair, but I'm just so scared. Ooh, let's talk about music, because I love music. So what have I been listening to recently? This year for me has been an Alte year. If you don't know what Alte is, it's basically like a, it's like a, how would I describe it? It's like a child of Afrobeats. That's what I would describe it like. It's like a, maybe not a child, maybe like a, yeah, a child of Afrobeats. Like, she's different, you know, she's alternative. She's not, you know, regular schmegular Afrobeat. Like, she's got a different kind of vibe to her. And I just really been loving this genre. The first Alte song that I ever heard was Star Signs by Odunsi the Engine. And I was like, what is this? Yo, bro, turn that shit up. Like, I was like, what is that? And then I think I tweeted the song. Then my friend, shout out Nikki, Nikki was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you listened to Odunsi. And I was like, yeah, like, this song is so good. And she was like, yeah, you should listen to this, you should listen to that. And my girl just put me on, like, she just put me on, fam. So then I started listening to more artists, and so far my favorites are Odunsi, Santi, who else do I like? DRB Laskidi, Tay Iwa. Oh my god, Tay Iwa, that's my bae. Like, his voice is so beautiful. I was talking to one of my friends about this, and I was saying how, like, his voice gives me like old school Frank Ocean vibes, like, you know, before Nostalgia Ultra Frank Ocean. Like, that's the kind of vibe his music gives me, and it's beautiful, you know. Oh, I really enjoyed Chloe and Halle's album. My favorite songs were Forgive Me, I love that song. Forgive Me, obviously Do It, and Ungodly Hour, because I love Kate Trinada. Like, Kate Trinada is sick, fam. Like, he's too sick, too cold. Another thing like that I've really been enjoying during quarantine that I've noticed is cooking, and I feel like that's why I'm really excited to go back to London, is to cook for my family. Like, not even because I like them like that, but like just so I can stunt, because I've just been cooking. Like, I've been chefing it up. Like, yes, they do the cooking, yes, they do the cleaning, you know the vibes. I just really wanted to say that, like, you know, I'm okay. That was just funny. I just wanted to say, like, I'm good. Like, yeah, like, I'm actually good. I feel like I'm glad that I took a break from trying to film, because if I forced myself to film, I just know that it wouldn't have been like good. My videos wouldn't have been good, and you would have been able to tell, and it just wouldn't have been cute at all. So I feel like that's something I've learned in quarantine as well, because I've spent so much time by myself. I feel like it's forced me to learn how to, like, soothe myself and just cope with things by myself, which may sound kind of sad, but I feel like it's a very necessary skill to have, because at the end of the day in life, you're gonna have situations where you can't run to someone and cry on their shoulder, and you're gonna have to learn how to, like, you know, handle your shit yourself. I feel like I had a lot of things to talk about in this video, like even like religion wise, like honey, I feel like I'm completely going off like organized religion. You know, I've got to put my hands up and say it. You know, this whole thing has just shown me like I don't really know, I don't really know, like I don't know, but that's a topic for another video, because this video will be actually too long. So yeah, I'm doing good. I hope you guys are doing good too. I'm just gonna finish off my makeup and I'll be back. Okay, so I guess this concludes the video. Thank you guys so much for watching my life update. Hopefully I'm gonna be like putting out more videos soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.